I just thought of this right now. I want to get your opinion on this, chat. Utopias Axe would be cool as fuck. Okay, you know what? Let me ask you a question, right? What cards do you think from this list deserve to come back? And how much? Full choice at 2. Where's painful choice? Select 5 cards from your deck and show them to your opponent. Your opponent selects 1 card among them, add that card to your hand, and discard the remaining cards to the graveyard. Okay, this is fucking nuts. Okay, wait, time out. Bro, not only is this crazy just because you get any, like, card that you want from your deck to your hand, but who's to say those other 4 all don't have graveyard effects? This is insane. Bro, if this was put in the right deck, you could use this for anything. What the fuck? You could put this in anything. In certain decks, this could be a card with no downsides. Kami said painful choice at 2. I don't know, man. I think if this was to ever come back, it might have to be a one-of, bro. Like, a lot of just graveyard effects in general are so much more prevalent now. Jet, Destrudo, Despia, Fairy Tale, Snow, and Despot 1, go on, pick one. Bro, exactly! Just reveal a bunch of cards like that. And there's no right answer for something like that. If anything, you want them all to go to the graveyard. Stuff like Destrudo and Snow, it doesn't matter if you pick them to go to their hand or not, because they work both ways. This card, I think this would only go to 1 in my opinion, bro. This is way too strong for the current game environment, if I'm being real. Where's the Utopias Axe card? Because we were talking about that. Okay, cool. Check Utopias Axe to get your mind blown. Well, here we are, I guess. Let's read it. You can also exceed summon this card by discarding 1 rank up magic normal spell card, then using Utopia monster you control as exceed material. Transfer its materials. Transfer its material to this card. This card's exceed summon cannot be negated. Oh shit. So you can't summon it. When exceed summoned, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated. What? Gains 1,000 attack and defense for each exceeds material attached to it. Once per turn, quick effect. You can detach a material from this card. Your opponent's cards and effects cannot be... What the fuck? You can't read that and say that's okay! What the... Nah, bro, the music stopped too. This card's so broken it messed up my playlist. Oh my... Bro, what? This Super Saiyan cosplay motherfucker is crazy! What the... I don't know how this got past the fucking designing process, the testing process, bro. I think we've talked about this one enough. This seems dumb. I completely understand why this was banned. I can't even imagine this was played for that long, was it? Surely they had to have... Bro, it'd be hilarious if this card was legal for like a week or some shit. Konami was like, wait, no. Okay, Elder Entity Norden. Oh, this ain't got many words on it, which means it must be broken. There's a nice little rule of thumb for cards in this game. The less words it has, the better it is. When this card is special summoned, you can target 1 level 4 or lower monster in the graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Also banish it when this card leaves the field. This is also, first of all, I just want to say, I just want to get out of the way real quick. This card doesn't look like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, right? Like, am I the only one who thinks that? Do you guys read this and think, okay, I can see something that's absolutely fucking busted here? Like, do you see that when you read this? Or is it just like, oh, that's really a generic, that's just a generic good effect that can't really last? Kinda. You can summon it off instant fusion. Ah! Okay, yeah. Instant fusion with this bad boy seems kind of fucking crazy. It's interesting how this game works. Like, there are some cards where I read them, like Zexal, for example, where I can read that and I'm like, yo, this looks insane, blah, blah, blah. This looks fucking busted. How did they allow this? And then there's cards like this where it's like, I can see it's good, but the way it's good and the reason it's banned is a lot more nuanced, I guess you could say. Let's see the next one. Now let's see this. God damn, man. They really didn't pull any punches with the artwork on this one, did they? Oh, this whole archetype, really. Okay, Outer Entity Azathoth. 3 level 5 monsters. You can also exceed summon this card by using an Outer Entity exceeds monster you control as material. So you would have to use Nyala, right? And what are the summoning conditions for Nyala. Just 2 level 4 monsters. Okay, Nyala takes 2 level 4 monsters. Okay, that's fucking busted. So in other words, this is really easy to get to. So just 2 level 4s, slap it on top. This thing will be at what, 3 material? Cannot be used as material for an Xyz summon after this card was Xyz summoned. Okay, so you can't put Zeus on top of it. After this card is Xyz summoned, your opponent cannot activate monster effects for the rest of the turn. Wow, it's not even like an activated effect, it just happens. If this card has at least 3 Xyz materials, it will... Okay. It would have 3 material, but I'm not sure it would be 1 fusion, 1 synchro, and 1 Xyz. It would be 1 Xyz. You can detach 1 material from this card, destroy all cards your opponent controls. Okay, so... As I thought was a counter to hand traps or used to VFD your opponent on their turn with a rank up spell. It's pretty much similar to this. But I would say this one, I read it and I go, okay, this is way more crazy than this, I guess. But yeah, this seems pretty broken when used in conjunction with other things that can get this out pretty easily. I can see how that could be like that. Just remembered Yeezy's comment. I really want to talk about the Dragon Rulers, bro. So that's Redox, Tidal, and Blaster, bro. I really want to speak about these. And let me read what he said first. Hold on. They need to unban all of the Dragon Rulers and have them at 1. The Wind Dragon Ruler is already at 1, that's Tempest. And it's weird that they already have the baby Dragon Rulers like Dragon Ruler Sparks, but they have the big ones banned. And I believe Dominic said something earlier where it's like, something along the lines of Dragon Rulers and Dragon Link would be completely broken or something like that. I just want to say, right, let's read one of these. So special summon from grave, send from deck to grave, destroy a card in the field. These are really easy to summon. Like, these are painfully easy to summon, right? Because it's just 2 dragons. And when you're using something like D-Link, for example, Dragon Link, you know what I'm saying? I have videos, you know what I'm saying, where I, you know what I'm saying, test out Dragon Link, you know what I'm saying? That shit good, you know what I'm saying? Just as is. And I haven't even used the best version of Dragon Link. There are actually better boards that I haven't even made yet. So that should tell you all you need to know about that deck. So I think the biggest argument against these guys is the fact that dragons as a type in this game is already kind of too good. You know what I'm saying? I think am I right in saying that? Is that the argument against these guys coming back? Because when I think about it, I'm going to be painfully honest, bro. I don't think these need to be on the ban list anymore. The reason I say that is because Tempest is already proof that they don't really need to be there anymore. Like, if I'm being honest. Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, they're not really that crazy, you know what I'm saying? Also, did you know the Dragon Ruler of Infernos, Dragon Ruler of Sparks, are some of the very few fire attribute dragon monsters? Surprisingly, most dragon type monsters end up being light or dark, and not fire, even though fire and dragons are usually heavily associated with each other. That's another thing too, right? IR dragons aren't really that common anyway. Let's be honest, right? Barring earth and water dragons, I imagine they're not that common either. I feel like these aren't that bad. Like, I'm being honest. I feel like there are cards in this game that are just way better than this anyway. So most of the time, due to the fact that dragons, while they're a very prolific archetype and they're very expansive in terms of how many cards there aren't many that are outside light and dark. So you're probably most of the time not going to get the other effect off. Like, most of the time, you're just going to summon these just to put a body on the field, whether that's for their attack points, defense points, or as material to get into something else. Like, I feel, and there are already cards that are better at doing that. Like, if you just want the material, you know what I'm saying, Destrudo is fucking really easy to use, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I think at 1, these can work. I think so. I think these can work. Check the band trap last turn. God damn, this artwork is crazy. Bro, this looks like something out of Baki. This card can only be activated during your opponent's turn when your life points are 1,000 or less. Select 1 monster on your side of the field and send all other cards on the field in their respective owner's hands, their respective graveyards. After that, your opponent selects and special summons one monster from their deck and face up tactician and attack your selected monster. Any battle damage treated from this battle is treated as 0. The player remains alone on the field at the end of the phase this turn and wins. What? The player whose monster remains alone on the field at the end phase of this turn wins the duel. Any other case results in a draw. They banned it to avoid ruling it? Oh my god. So this is just the 1v1b bro, you know what I'm saying? Fucking intervention on Rust, you know, 1v1 me on Rust, Modern Warfare 2, you feel me? L bitch about to go crazy. Oh yeah, Eldritch about to have a field day with this. I don't even think it takes much to understand this, so... The fact that ruling can get in the way, because a lot... The way cards interact with each other, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of different things could happen. I guess, yeah, ruling would be an issue. I mean, Master Duel, Konami just deals with it, right? So I don't know, like they just decide on how things work. I think there were ruling issues with Guardian Chimera, but they sorted that out in Master Duel, so I don't know. In most cases there are exceptions, but I don't think cards like this where they just win you the duel under a certain position should really exist. I don't really think so. There are some funny ones like Destiny Board and shit, like yeah, you should win for that. That's hilarious. But not this, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really, yeah. So obviously, this is your resident Galaxy Eyes Dick Rider, you feel me? I love all these cards. So 3 level 9 monsters, 4K, rank 9, blah blah blah. It's a number monster. You can also exceed summon this card using Galaxy Eyes, exceed material. Okay, cool. There are a bunch of cards in the archetype that does that. Cannot be used in exceed material for an exceed summon, okay. When this card is exceed summoned, you can send 3 dragon type monsters with different names for a deck to the graveyard. Your opponent banishes 3 monsters from that deck. You can detach 1 material from this card. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase of the turn. This is not what I'd expect from a Galaxy Eyes card, if I'm being honest. Like, this doesn't even seem like something that would really be needed, or like something you'd care about for Galaxy Eyes. Generically, though, sending dragon monsters with different names to a deck to the graveyard, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty fucking OD. Making your opponent banish 3 monsters from a deck, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty strong. And then this is a 4K beta that can attack 2 monsters, you know what I'm saying? I can see how this can be abused. Because the advantage you can get off this might be fucking nuts. Like, off rip, I don't know, you can fucking send Destrudo, Abzerawa, maybe something else. Like, you could get this shit going. I want this unbanned so there's a spark of Galaxy Eyes in it. I feel like this is one of them cards where it's like, it doesn't really need to be unbanned because like, Galaxy Eyes won't use it, if I'm being real. Let's say this got unbanned. The Galaxy Eyes is probably the last deck to use it. Their extra deck is already tight as is, so I don't know. It does seem good, but it doesn't seem good enough to be banned, IMO. I don't know, like, I think this is just a, like, I don't think this is ban worthy. Like, maybe there is something really broken about it, like, in conjunction with other cards, but on its own, no. I mean, yeah, it can generate real advantage for you and really fuck up your opponent. But, I don't know. I think there's an argument that this can be on limited to 1 or some shit. Yeah, I agree, but limiting extra deck cards really does nothing. Sure. VFD is a prime... This was my least favorite card in this game for so long. This card looks so cool, by the way. I don't care. This was genuinely the most unfun thing to play ever. And I'm so glad it's gone. I hope this never comes back. Does this card even have fans? Like, I don't think anyone really cares about it. But yeah, this is prime proof. Limiting a card to 1 in the extra deck doesn't do shit. That being said, I do want Hulk back, so yeah. Once per turn, you can detach material from this card to declare 1 card type as a monster spell trap. Okay, wait, sorry. I played VFD for the card art. You lucky you got a sub badge next to your name, man. I would time out the shit out of you, but you got a sub badge next to your name. You know what I'm saying? Sub with Twitch Prime so you guys can get the same amount of privilege this guy has. Once per turn, you can detach an exclusive material from this card to declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap. That type of card, if spell or trap, cannot be activated, or if monster cannot activate its effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay. Okay, so it's not a quick effect. But I can see how this is annoying, right? This is just annoying. You see something like Baguska, whatever its fucking name is. Like, it's just annoying. Like, it's just not good for the game. Like, yes, 3 level 4s, I guess that's a little bit of an investment, but that's not hard to do. I don't think this thing is to come back at all, if I'm being real.